Okay, I'm back with review for Test 1 Part D. So I'm on 14, which is on the bottom of page 3. And I want to solve. I want to know what x is. X is some number. When I minus 15, I'm going to get 35. So do we remember from chapter 2 what we need to do here? So if you said add 15 to both sides, you are right. So we want to get rid of this minus 15. We want to get x alone so we can find out what x is. So 15 minus 15, these cancel out. Bring the x down and just add these two together. And I believe that's 50. So x is equal to 50. And you're done. If you want to check it, you can take your 50 and plug it back in for x and see if it comes out to be 35. So I'm going to try that. Does 50 minus 15 get me to 35? And I believe it does. Make that a 4. So this is 35. So we know it checks. So we're good. So I'm going to go to B, 14B. And again, we want to solve for y this time. We want to find out what's y. Some number that's y, when you add it to 19, will give you 57. So I'm going to start here because I want to get rid of this plus 19. I want to get y alone. So what's the opposite of plus 19? Minus 19. So remember, it's like a balance. What you do to one side of the equal sign, you have to do to the other. So these cancel out. And let's just subtract down here. We can't take 9 away from 7. We make that, we borrow. We make this a 17, and we take away from here and we get 3. So now we can subtract. So 17 minus 9 is 8, and 3 minus 1 is 2. So my answer is 28. And if you want to check it, you can plug this in for y and add it to 19, and you will get 47, or I'm going to check it on my calculator. So let's see. Does 28 plus 19 give me 47? It does. So I know I'm good. You can always do that too. Check it on your calculator. Okay. 14C. I want to know what number B is. When I subtract 28, I'm going to get 56. So this is a lot like part A. So Again, I want to get rid of this minus 28. What's the opposite of minus 28? Well, it's a plus 28. Because again, I want to get b alone. I want to find my b. And since I add 28 to one side, I have to add it to the other. And this b just comes down. And this is 14. Carry the 1. Okay. So b is 84. And let me check that on the calculator. I want to say, does 84 minus 28 give me 56? So 84 minus 28 gives me 56, so I know I'm right. Always check your answers, especially on a test or quiz. Okay. Okay, I think I'm going to the last page. This is page 4, and this is number 15, and I want to find the area of a triangle. And I give you the formula. Base, that means times height divided by 2. Okay, so I know my base is 10 and my height is 15. So all I'm going to do is plug in the formula. 10 times 15 over 2. And you're going to work that out. And 10 times 15, if you need to punch that in your calculator, go ahead. 10 times 15 is 150. And then I'm just going to divide this in half or divide by 2. You can punch that in your calculator. I could do that. So my answer is 75, and I need to put the correct measurement on here. So it's area, right? And I'm in feet, so it's 75 square feet, or feet squared. So make sure you put the correct measurement with that, because that's how the answers will be listed. Okay, so I'm going on to 16. And 16, they want me to translate. And the key word here, I have it bold, is sum. What does sum mean? Sum means to add. So I want the sum of C and 8. So how do I write the sum of C and 8? Well, sum just means to add, so it's just C plus 8. Equals 12. That's just equals 12. And that's the answer. The sum of C plus 8, sum means to add, equals 12. Make sure you know product, quotient, minus. Make sure you know all the 4 types. Okay. For 17, I want the factors of 18. So remember that for factors, it's not multiples, it's factors. So think about all the pairs of numbers that when you multiply them together will give you 18. So remember the easiest one, 118. And then does 2 go in? Yep, 2 times 9. Does 3 go in? 3 times 6. And then just keep checking until you get back to one of the ones you already have here. So 4, no. 5, no. 6, yes. So we know we're done. And then remember, you're going to list them out small to big. So this is your answer. 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, and 18. Okay. Now we're doing multiples. So I want the first 4 multiples. First 4. Only the first 4. So remember, we start with 7 times 1 is 7. 7 times 2 is 14. 7 times 3 is 21. And I only need one more because it only says I only need the first 4. So 7 times 4 is 28. And here are the first 4 multiples of 7. And you're done. Okay. So I've got 2 left, 19. I want to do a factor tree, and remember I want to break this down to all prime numbers. So you pick any 2 numbers that when you multiply them will get you to 63. So the first one that comes to mind for me is 9 times 7. And then remember, you must circle your primes, your prime numbers. So 7 is prime, right? So I'm going to circle 7. So the tree the branch stops there. But 9, I can break 9 down. And remember, we can't use 1 times 9, can't use 1 for the factor tree. So the only other one is 3 times 3. And is 3 prime? Yes. And the tree stops there. I have nowhere else to go. So my answer is 7 times 3 times 3. Okay, I'm on my last one. So I want to take a look at 55. Is this a prime number or a composite? Well, in order to be prime, it only has 2 factors, one in itself. If we can show that something besides 1 and 55 goes into 55, we have a composite. So what I like to do is look at the last number, which is a 5, And I'm going to see, does 5 go into 55? And you might already know this. And 5 goes into 5 again, one time. So it does go in. So that's all we have to show, so it's a composite. If it was a prime number, like 17, the only factors that go into 17 are 1 and 17, and that makes it prime. But if you can show that something else, like we showed that 11 and 5 go into 55, so it has to be composite. So make sure, if you have any other questions on this review, to let me know. I will let you know when the exam is, and good luck.